At the edge of the known world, some people did not build roads. They carved stairways into cliffs, where one wrong step could erase the journey. These were not decorative paths. They were thresholds between fear and devotion, between survival and power, between ordinary ground and places meant to feel unreachable. Across the world, monks, rulers, traders, and pilgrims climbed where animals could not pull carts and where armies hesitated to follow. The mystery is not only how these stairways were made, it is why anyone believed the hardest path was the one worth building. Some stairways led to prayer, some led to fortresses, some led to tombs, markets, shrines, or secret places where silence itself became protection. Long before modern railings and tourist platforms, the climb was part of the message. The higher the path rose, the more the world below disappeared. On Skellig Michael, off the coast of Ireland, stone steps climb from the Atlantic toward one of Europe's most dramatic early medieval monastic landscapes. Heritage Ireland warns visitors today that the climb to the monastery involves 618 steps and rises over 600 feet, a reminder that this was never an easy sanctuary. The monastery's exact foundation date is not fully known, but UNESCO links its remains to the spread of Christianity into remote lands beyond Rome's reach. Here, isolation was not an accident. The sea, the cliff, and the climb worked together to separate the sacred from the ordinary. The monks who lived here did not simply escape the world. They built a new one, stone by stone, above wind, salt, and hunger. Archaeological studies describe multiple approach routes on the island, with early sections cut into rock and later sections built or repaired in dry stone. That means the stairway was not one single gesture. It was a living system, repaired by generations who understood that access was survival. Every step on Skellig Michael asked a question. How far would faith climb when comfort, safety, and certainty stayed behind at the shore? Far from Ireland, in Sri Lanka, another stairway rose not from the sea, but from the jungle itself. Sigiriya, the Lion Rock, stands on a granite peak about 180 meters high, where King Kassapa I built a royal capital in the 5th century. UNESCO describes the ascent as galleries and staircases emerging from the mouth of a gigantic lion built of brick and plaster. The lion's head is gone now, but the surviving paws still make the climb feel like entering the body of power itself. Sigiriya was not only a fortress, it was theater, water gardens below, painted surfaces along the cliff, and a palace above the world. To climb it was to move through a royal performance, where architecture controlled what the visitors saw, feared, and remembered. Some evidence also points to earlier Buddhist monastic use in the surrounding rock shelters, reminding us that sacred landscapes often outlive kings. At Sigiriya, the stairway carried two stories at once, one of royal ambition and one of older spiritual withdrawal into stone. That is why cliff stairways are so powerful. They do not merely rise in height, they rise through layers of meaning. In the deserts of Jordan, the Nabateans turned stone into a city and movement into wealth. Petra was founded along trade routes between Arabia, Egypt, and the Mediterranean, becoming rich through movement, water control, and carved architecture. Its most famous facades seem to appear from the mountain itself, but Petra's power also depended on the routes that connected them. The trail to Ad Deir, known as the monastery, climbs roughly 800 steps from the heart of Petra toward one of its largest monuments. The climb is not just physical. It changes the rhythm of the city, pulling the traveler away from crowds and deeper into silence. Ad Deir likely served a Nabatean ceremonial or commemorative purpose, though later use gave it the name by which many people know it today. Here, the stairway becomes a slow reveal. The monument is hidden until the mountain decides to release it. This is one of the oldest tricks in monumental design. Make the journey shape the emotion before the destination appears. In places like Petra, steps did not defeat the landscape. They negotiated with it, turning cliffs into corridors and height into ceremony. In Greece, the cliffs of Meteora rise like stone towers from the plain, some more than 400 meters above the ground. UNESCO describes these formations as sandstone peaks shaped over millions of years, later crowned by monasteries that seem suspended in the air. For early monks and hermits, height offered more than beauty. It offered separation, protection, and a different relationship with the world below. Before modern access improved, some Meteora monasteries depended on ladders, ropes, and nets, methods that made entry deliberately difficult. Later stairways made the heights more reachable, but they did not erase the original idea. The ascent itself was part of the spiritual architecture. To climb toward Meteora was to feel the human body become small beside stone, sky, and faith. These stairways were not built in easy places because easy places did not create the same meaning. The danger was not always a flaw. Sometimes danger marked the boundary between the everyday and the chosen place. A cliff stairway also controls time. You cannot rush it. The body slows, the breath changes, and the monument arrives gradually. For rulers, that slow climb could create awe. For monks, it could create discipline. For traders, it could open routes that flat roads could not reach. In many sites, the surviving steps are not exactly as first built. They were repaired, widened, lost, rebuilt, or adapted as centuries changed their use. That is why the most honest history of these paths is not a single date, but a sequence of hands touching the same stone over time. The cliffs kept records differently. They preserved scratches, terraces, footholds, walls, scars, and routes where written sources are silent. Some stairways were meant to be seen from below. Others were meant to vanish into the cliff until the climber was already committed. This contrast is what makes them cinematic. Open sky above, dangerous void below, and a human line of stone between the two. But the real miracle is not that people climbed these places once. It is that communities kept returning. Maintenance was devotion. Repair was survival. A broken step could isolate a monastery, delay a caravan, or weaken a fortress. Every route had to answer the same brutal questions. Where does water run? Where does stone fracture? Where does fear stop the traveler? Ancient builders did not have modern machines, but they had observation, patience, local stone, and the discipline to adapt to the mountain. A stairway carved into a cliff is a kind of argument with gravity. It does not win by force. It wins by persistence. Over centuries, these paths changed the places they touched. A remote island became a monastery. A rock became a palace. A canyon became a city. And yet, the cliff always remained stronger than the builder. Wind, rain, salt, earthquakes, and erosion continued their patient work. This is why conservation matters. These are not just steps. They are fragile documents written in stone. When tourists climb them today, the danger is managed, the routes are guided, and the story is often simplified. But beneath the safe path remains an older memory. The climb was once uncertain, exposed, and deeply meaningful. The Golden Atlas follows these stairways not because they are the easiest way up, but because they reveal what people valued enough to risk height for. Faith valued silence. Power valued spectacle. Trade valued passage. Survival valued any route that could turn impossible terrain into a human path. Seen from below, the stairway looks impossible. Seen from above, it looks inevitable, as if the mountain had been waiting for it all along. That is the secret of the stairways carved into the edge of the world. They made danger meaningful before they made it passable. And long after the builders are gone, the steps remain, asking every traveler the same quiet question. How far would you climb if the path itself was the price of reaching the sacred place?